to my stream. So, I kind of got started on the ship Gauntlet series on Twitch. Was having some issues. Getting my Twitch video to work right for me. YouTube's a little easier to get set up, and I don't have to worry about any of the issues that I was having there. So I'm moving the series over to here. It's still pretty much in the beginning. The Aurora ES was the cheapest ship that you can get with a quantum drive, and so this series is going to cover the basically going from the cheapest ship to the most expensive ship. And as I gain money to get to the next ship, once I have enough to buy that ship, I have to then jump into that ship. So right now we're in the Aurora ES. I've done a few missions. You know, I gotta stay within the parameters of the ship and try to do missions that I know the ship is capable of. I can't do any FPS missions because that's a real quick way for me to make money and get into the next ship. I kind of just want to keep this to the ship that I'm flying, and related missions that you would be able to succeed with this ship. So I am starting off in Nix, Lepsky. I brought myself down to 5,000 credits. I'm up to 122,000 credits from my previous streams over on Twitch doing this. So the ship comes with longsword ballistics. I found very quickly, trying to do just a simple mission. I was up against some prospectors, and you know, the prospectors, they were no match for the ES
the ASOP vehicle retrieval system
per se. So with ballistics, I couldn't even destroy the first prospector with ballistics alone.
Vehicle
I ran out of ammo.
Your vehicle has been delivered to
My
the
shot's
following
pretty
location.
good, so most of my shots were landing. It's just ballistics suck. So I tried a little bit of an upgrade through some M3As, I believe it is, to have some lasers, and the lasers did okay, but they are it is a slow kill with those, and I was only able to afford 2 at the time. So if I do go the route of combat, I'm probably not going to do any more combat in this ship, just because making the money, it's about the same doing the other missions as it is doing the ones that have combat in them. So, and the combat just takes a lot of time. And for some reason they give you prospectors to fight, which CIG, you need to have more proper ships spawning in for these missions. But that will hopefully be for another time. Alright, so let's see. Make sure that I am gassed up and ready to go. One thing that we don't want to get caught with is running out of quantum, especially in Nix. You've got a lot of space, and the ship has not the greatest distance, so a couple of quantum jumps and you're kind of sweating on whether you're going to make it anywhere. So we're gonna keep an eye money's coming in pretty decent. Let's look at contracts. Collection, there's no Wickelos here, so I don't gotta worry about that. Investigations, so these are off limits for me. So the one investigation that we can do is locate a missing person, so we'll go ahead and we'll pick this one up. Let's see if it'll give it to us. Come on, please give it to me. So, looks like it's struggling. So we know we can't do any hauling. We don't have that kind of SCU on this ship. I don't even know. I haven't flown this ship for 8 years, so this is kind of a learning thing for me again. Because at that point there was no cargo grids or whatnot. But I think this ship can hold up to 4 SCU. So deliveries we can do, and I've been working on it. I've been skipping out on these light engagements, even though they're easy ships to fight. They've all been prospectors, and prospectors, they, I don't know, have a bug maybe. They seem to have unlimited health, and if you do manage to destroy one, it takes forever. So the time to do this is not worth it with this ship. So if we have a couple, I might go to do this Levski. I may deliver a package to Levski. I may upgrade my weapons to attritions, because I think they have size 1 attritions there. So I may upgrade to attritions and just check this mission out again. I mean, attritions are kind of going to be your best gamble for being able to do these light engagements with the Aurora ES. So let's go ahead and we will take this mission also, which is unavailable. Did I get any missions? I did not. Let's try again. So we're gonna look for Charlie Cuthbert at the wreck site. See if he's dead or alive. Alright, we got that mission. And on a delivery contract. Nothing with light engagements at the moment. And let's go with this 32,000. This is going to take us to Pyro Jump Point. And accept. And we got that. So we will do the investigation mission first. It's quite a romp. So I'm hoping that we're gonna have enough range to do both these missions and make it to Pyro Gateway. But we will see how this ends up playing out. I'd like to keep my hanger, please. Looks good. Essentially, the weapons are pretty much useless. So I'm gonna put everything into my wrist. And we're off. do apologize for my microphone. It's not the greatest, and I don't have the means at the moment to do better. So eventually things will be upgraded. Gotta lift my gear. Build up my streaming site. Alright, so we got quite the hike. And I do have to remember to grab some water and whatnot next time I get to a station. That way I'm not starving or thirsting to death. Let's see if we got anything interesting to read in the journal. So we got a couple of jurisdictions. Jurisdiction notification, the People's Alliance. We the People's Alliance of Lepsky are dedicated to the creation and continual development of a truly egalitarian community where all sentients may feel safe and free to express ideals while supporting each other towards the communal goal of enlightened self-sufficiency. Visitors are expected to respect our beliefs and are encouraged to adopt them into their own life after they've gone. All visitors should never denigrate another's view or idea. We are all entitled to our own beliefs. No attempt to profit from, exploit, or instigate plans to deprive anyone of their goods or health. Not pursue a UEE agenda while within our community. Agree to resolve conflicts in a non-violent manner. Agree to spend time, no matter how little, thinking about what you have done today to make the universe a better place. Even if you disagree with us, you will respect our right to life. Additionally, any person found engaging in the following infractions will be met with fair but swift justice. If you seek further understanding and guidance, we have included an appendix below for your enlightenment. So, some felonies. Looks like they're pretty much the same as Staten. Got sabotage, homicide, escape from custody, attempted escape from custody, which I'm guessing if you get in trouble, you're probably gonna go to Staten for prison. Because I don't think there's one here in Nix. Misdemeanors. So, interestingly, drugs don't seem to be a misdemeanor here. Trafficking of stolen property, possession of prohibited goods could possibly fall under that, but it looks like attempted escape from custody. So escaping from the custody of the UEE and or local municipality or by an individual. So we shouldn't really have to worry too much about UEEs here. I'd be curious to see what they consider prohibited goods here. If you look at Hurston Dynamics, they have drugs, so a good tier. ASEAN, Gaspin Weevil eggs, life cure, med sticks, redfin energy modulators. So I think as they develop, mix out more, they will probably throw in more towards the law side of it, hopefully. Right, so we are looking for a black box here. I wanted to do the missing persons mission first, but this will be alright.
Collision alert. Front.
And a little boost. Actually, I think what I need to do for
Collision
that
alert. Port.
is
Collision alert. Front.
turn off the boost for space break. Alright, let's grab this package. Got my helmet on, right? Alright, we got the black box. I do gotta say that my first experience with the Aurora was absolutely horrible. But that was years ago. Probably 8 years ago. Looks like I got some flames. Decoration. I don't think there's anything actually going on with the ship at the moment. Alright, so we got the black box. Let's go do the missing persons. Let's see if it'll track this way. Alright. Come on now. So now I gotta don't go out. Come on. Where's this mission located? So it won't give me the map on it. Black box. It'll let me track it, but it won't let me bring it up on the map. That's a bummer. And it won't pop up on the map. Let's see if I can see that'd be funny if the black box is here at the same wreck site. Or the
Collision
missing
alert.
person.
Front.
So it might seem that taking a delivery mission along with go get our drop-off point. So let's see if we go drop this off. If we get the ability to see the mission location for this next one. Just kind of looking at the roadmap here, see what we could be looking at next, if they have any kind of updates for the next one on here. Roadmap roundup for December 17th. That's what it says. So every 2 weeks we accompany the roadmap update with a brief explanatory note to give you insight into the decision making that led to any changes. Okay. Looks like still 4.5, 4.6 is tentative, but it doesn't have anything listed under it for what we could be getting yet. So Galactopedia. Some good things to check out here. Alright. We will drop this black box off, refuel, and see if we can get the missing person mission to show a destination.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
When did that happen? It decoupled, so I should have just went with
say.
Landing complete.
It's a little crooked on the landing. Wish we had a rear view camera.
System off.
Let's throw this on the elevator, get it down. There we go. Send it on down. 101. Alright. Sounded like the box started to bounce. But as long as the mission is complete, I don't care. I should probably get some water while I'm here, though. Let's see, contracts. Is this one going to allow me to see it now? It is not. Alright, so I'm probably just gonna have to drop this contract then. Yeah, it's only 21,000, so. Huh. It won't allow me to drop it either. I think we might be having some server issues at the moment. Let's go grab us some water. Whoa. What is that? So that's a negative temperature. That is so weird. Huh, interesting. Performance is nice. Like, I'm amazed. I do hope eventually they are hangers to the top of the list. So especially in Levski, you're scrolling quite a bit. Do we got food up top? I don't wanna
Hey there.
go all to the Galleria. Don't think there is. Yeah, usually there's something. There we go. It's like usually they got something. Hello. Buy a few of these, take with me. Take my helmet off. I like how he hooks it to his hip. Nice. I should get some food too. Take my some burritos. This should last me quite a while. station. Certain scenarios, I think they should just throw it on your inventory on your body, such as that scenario. Right. And that pretty much fills me up too. Let's head on out. Don't know what to do about that mission. Oops. So let's see what we got for contracts right quick. It's not there, but it's stuck up in my corner. Alright, I'm gonna try Kafubala. See if this one will work. Track maps. Alright, so that is giving us a location, so that's good. And then contracts, offers, let's do a delivery, and I'm gonna try to make sure that we do the missing person first, because I know I've taken 2, and the last time I worked, this time I didn't, so I wonder if it's because of the order that I did it in. Black box recovery, light engagement, or red wind, get hydrogen, drop it off at Levski. Let's go ahead and we'll do this one. So I do want to revisit Levski. I'm gonna try doing a attrition setup, just so I can get a little bit of better combat in, just to see if it's even feasible to deal with it here in Nix anyways, because this is probably the simplest combat mission that you're gonna get here. So starting out as a home system, if you're fresh player just coming in, you know, you got 5,000 credits to start with, and no ships but a starter ship. This is definitely a slow burner getting going. And like the ES, it doesn't have a jump drive on it, so you can quantum, but you can't use a gate until you buy a jump drive. You can get you can get the jump drive at the station, the gateways. I don't know if it's at Levski, I haven't checked. But there are ships that you can purchase in Levski, so if you are in a starter ship and for some reason there is no jump drive for it, you do have the option to be able to buy or rent a ship to go to another system if you're wanting to. But so far as a beginner, I don't think this system is going to be a very good system to start out with pretty much absolutely nothing. So we got a location, that's good. I thought it was gonna. Oh, I do gotta get gas. I do tend to forget. And here, you can easily run out of gas and not get home. And that is a problem. So let's fill up before we head out.
Quantum fuel
Alright.
100%.
Go do this mission persons.
You are clear to launch.
We got a queue. This station is hopping. Hopping with people. So for the ES, you know, it's a very bare bones. Definitely gonna need some upgrades when you get it to make it useful for anything outside of just hauling, delivering packages or finding investigations or whatnot. And I'm not sure exactly, like, between the chassis. So in this ship Gauntlet, you know, there's multiple Aurora chassis, and I think the only thing that really separates them from one another are the components. And I'm gonna go through the upgrade anyways to each version of the Aurora, or any ship of that matter when they come around.
Thank you. And please visit again.
But I feel like I would imagine that you really don't need to buy each form, the MR, the ES, whatever else there is. I think there's 3 or 4 different variants, maybe 5, who knows. Joe picking that up. Maybe 5 variants of it. But you can, I would assume, upgrade to each type of it just through buying and installing components and weapons. Should spool up. It's gonna spool up there. But you're not gonna spool up on this. Come on. Come on. You're killing me. There we go. I think. I don't know exactly what that was spooling up on. So for the purposes of this ship Gauntlet, I am going to upgrade to this what they sell in game. So the ES, the MR, and whatever else comes in the path of the cost of the ship. We'll see. Like when I get to the Aurora MR, you know, I'll fly it as a standard equipped MR, run it through its paces, and see, you know, what is it capable of. Getting it as an MR, what is it capable of here? Like if you're gonna upgrade a ship, you might as well buy the cheaper version of it and upgrade it yourself, right? Or maybe the components on there are components that you can't find easily. So we'll see about that. Maybe it has a way to hook up a larger weapon to it instead of all size 1s. Maybe it has 2 size 2s. I don't know. I've never really looked that deep into Aurora and all its different variants. Now this will be a kind of a, I don't know, a good way for me to learn about each ship, each variant, and just see what the point is. Good comparisons. How do I like to fly it? Because this is definitely giving me a lot of hands-on with the ship, right? So I get a good feeling for it. But the one thing that really, oh no, is there an enemy here? Shouldn't be. I don't know what that was all about. What was I gonna say? So PvP, the ship really isn't. Oh, did my pips change on my power management? That's gonna be annoying. So I definitely wouldn't recommend this ship for anything PvP, unless you happen to go up against someone that's also in an Aurora, but the odds of that are pretty slim. Mostly because this game is large and there's no segregation of players, right? You share this world all together, and unfortunately, like there's just areas that are sometimes unavoidable unless you really want to take the long route, and not everybody has the time to be able to fly for a lengthy amount of time to get around a area that could be dangerous. And what I say, like, you look at Microtech or Crusader or any of them, like, OMs can be pretty damn dangerous, and they're kind of a trap. You go to these OMs because you have to move on to another part of space, and if you're gonna get ganked, a lot of them say, hey, I'm just pirating, but you're blowing my ship up and killing me. That's not a pirate, dude. So you're gonna get ganked, and a lot of the times right now, there's no option. You're dead, right? You're most likely not gonna be able to run, and that's a tough part of this game that they need to find a way to where running is an option. Like in real life, you're gonna run away from a situation, and I know you could. It's a tall order to compare it to a real life scenario, but I live it, like your life is worth something in this game, right? So if you're at a disadvantage with a ship like an Aurora or something in the same nature of it, you do have to be able to run away from scenarios. And there are often times where you can't run. Alright, so we got enough fuel. We definitely have enough to make it back to Levski. And if we, for some reason, don't, we got pyro right there. So we should be good to do this mission without having to worry about running out of gas.
Shields off.
But yeah, there's a lot of cases. I was running cargo missions, and the ship I was in, it's not meant for a fighter, and I'd jump into an area and there'd end up being four gankers there, and I couldn't run, I couldn't get away. And for some reason, one of the things that would help is when you're in navigation mode. I don't know why your speed gets limited to STM speeds when your shield is down. Like that, there should not be anything in the game that could limit your speed when you're in navigation. Interdiction is to pull you out of quantum. This should not slow your ship down out of quantum. I played Elite Dangerous. I had over 1,000 hours in that game, and I have never came to a situation in that game where I was worried about PvP if I did not want to engage. That game always had a way out of PvP. Ready? So we are here to pick up a package. I think if I remember correctly, it was hydrogen or food, or I don't remember what, but we need to pick up a package and take it to Levski. Hopefully this package wasn't damaged. And coming in hot.
Collision alert. Front.
Let's see, like I was a lot closer to the ship than I was. Turn the light on. There we go. So I do wish, like, for the missing persons missions, I think to add a little bit more character and make them more interesting would be that you're there to retrieve their body and taking it back to Levski or wherever, so that the family can have closure. Alright, let's head to Levski. Give me a valid location. There we go. Perfect. Head to Levski.
Shields off.
Overdrive is now on.
Well, we're jumping. Let's see. If we look at civilizations. Categories, culture. Traveler's Day. Education. What is under education? Got a lot of. Let's see, the ARC, University of Low-New Junction. Kind of checking out.
Auto fuel is at 50%.
Fiction. It's kind of like the story behind Star Citizen. Got history. Holidays. Luminalia. That just sounds like Luminalia, because that's what we're going through right now. Alright, Luminalia. Luminalia is a holiday celebrated by both Banu and humans annually on December 22nd. It originated as the irregularly held Banu festival. Sikti Ifinga. The Glow Festival, marked by the lighting of ceremonial lamps that stay lit until their fuel is consumed. About 34,000 beats / 2 are standard Earth days. So, okay, so the Bono goes by 34,000 beats for, I guess, their time frame. It's 2 standard Earth days. While the lamps are burning, all Banu, no matter where they are, turn that off. No matter where they are considered one Sulai. They invite friends, business associates, and passing strangers into their souls. Let's see, where was I? Into their souls and give their guest a gift. In Banu culture, this is so that they will always have something that they could sell. All attendees are expected to provide food, drinks, and or party favors in return. And if they can't, the host will often have those. I don't want to crash. Alright, provide food, drinks, and or party favors in return, and if they can't, the host will often have those items available for purchase. Humans in the Davian system began to participate in the festival with Banu shortly after the Banu-Human Interstellar Peace and Trade Accord in 2438. Today, Banu and humans commemorate the Luminalia with gift exchanges, present hunts, glowing lights, food and drink, limited time discounts, decorations in green and red, and gatherings of family, friends, business associates, and acquaintances. Request an hanger, please. Man, I gotta say, performance is just feeling great. Alright. Looks like we're gonna be up over here on the left side.
Landing gear deployed. Collision alert.
Alright. Getting a little better at it. Let's refuel so that I don't forget later. So I tend to do that. Don't want to here. So we're at 171. Alrighty. Let's see, where's our drop-off location? So it doesn't look like this is going to be dropped off in the freight elevator. What's this? Heavy cargo. Peaches as some attritions. I'm gonna head there, buy those, see how they feel for combat. Some ammo package. And we gotta go up to the cargo deck, so we'll go up one deck.
Things just getting harder and harder.
Took me forever to figure us out. That this elevator goes up and the other one goes down. I could be a little slow at times.
Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
He's gonna just hanging out, all on a package with
And
me.
now approaching station moment. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
You hanging in okay?
Alright, thanks.
They used to remind me why I left Terra. I got this com from my mum and she's...
Okay, there's stairs over here. That's like, that's a weird location. It's pretty cool. Place. Bam. Nice. So I wonder how long that box will actually sit there for. Or if I do multiple of these, I can fill these. I kinda wanna see. Alright, so I need to go down one. And then I'm gonna see how much attritions are. And if they have a size one. I'm pretty sure they do. And I'm gonna re-outfit my ship with attritions. And then we'll try one of these light combat missions again. And see if it's any quicker at taking down these ships. Because right now, just time to kill on NPCs for these NPCs is just it's too way too long. It's not worth the time. Not worth the credits for it.
Not sure if you ever met my grandma, but she used to say, acknowledge the evil you see, but don't let it change you. I always have that in the back of my mind. Keep it moving, folks.
I am still in awe by the graphics. It's you know, for a decade, this game has always looked good. And one of my biggest things that I've always thought was gonna happen was that the graphics were gonna get outdated on it. But they've done a pretty good job of not allowing that to happen. Okay, so not bad. The price isn't horrible. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get 4 of these. It's gonna back us off. Only by a little more than a mission, so it's
Sounds
it's
good.
worth it.
It will be waiting for you in your hand.
All right. And then we'll try another one of these light combats and see how it fares. So this so I started the ship Gauntlet out in Levski, just kind of give a little bit of a
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle
Yes.
retrieval system.
history to my character.
Your vehicle has been moved to
Even
a
though it's not my home system, I feel like it's the perfect location for
Please visit us again.
starting out as a poor person. There's a couple of locations that I was thinking of. One was like Grimhex. Another's here at Levski, and then so I was thinking some spots in Pyro. But Lepsky is like a if you want a difficult beginning, this is definitely it, because the missions right now are sparse at the moment. Traveling takes a lot of time because you're always having to keep track of your fuel and stuff. And I am gonna do away with the gimbals. I fly stick, so and I don't know if it's still a thing where gimbal putting a weapon on a gimbal nerfs its power. It used to, a long time ago. But I don't know if it does it still. Alright, so 4 attritions. So we're gonna go back out. We're gonna do one of our missions to light combat
Welcome to the
and see
ASOP
if it
vehicle
handles
retrieval
those any
system.
better. If this doesn't do it, I'd
Your
say
vehicle has been delivered to the
the
following
ES
today's
is
visitors again.
the ES might fare better against ships in Stanton for missions starting out, because I think a lot of those they actually spawn more appropriate ships. The prospects, it's not an appropriate ship to spawn for a combat mission. And their armor is just ridiculous. Even when I'm flying around like a Saber or an actual true fighter that should handle a prospector with ease, it's still, you're sitting there shooting at it, going, okay, now I want you to just blow up because you are boring.
Space Industries. Enjoy life. System check.
Ready. Let's bring up some contracts. We're gonna do. Let's do a missing persons. Looking for an operative to identify the status of a client's missing partner. They lost contact with them abruptly during a comm call, so the client assumes the worst. We're looking to provide them with some closure. So we need to locate Maris McDaniel at a wreck site in the Glacium Ring and confirm their status. Accept. Always want to help these families out. Then we'll go on to this light engagement. This 32,000, so it has good pay. I'm gonna go ahead and accept that. I want to see how these attritions do on the ES. Is there anything else that will come back to Levski? It'd be nice to do a 2-for-1. Both these are Pyro. Oh, man, I know I don't have enough gas to be able to jump through all of these, so we'll let these sit and we'll do these 2 missions that we took on. And if the we might try a bounty if we do this delivery mission fairly well. Just run it through some of those and see what we can do with the ES with some attritions on it. Alright, so locate. Why does that keep popping up? That's annoying. I can't see under you. Let's see, I want to track. sometimes it's pointless to do this until after you take off because the map resets.
Take off approach. Collision alert. Front. Landing gear raised.
I'm gonna do that real quick before I forget. So in settings, I want to turn off boost. Space brake enables boost. I want that off. Okay, there we go. I don't know if it'll, because it's still enabling boost. I think I have to get completely out of the ship and it takes a little bit.
Shields off.
Alright, let's go. Quantum beacon. What's this? Location. And this is the location. Is this mission borked? Alright, well, while we're doing our little quantum, let's learn some more about the Luminalia. Alright, so the history of the Luminalia. So although its origins are unknown due to the Banu practice of not keeping historical records, Sikti Efenga has existed at least as long as the Banu Protectorate has had contact with other civilizations. In MXY3, a group of Xeon diplomats participated in a planet-wide celebration of the festival on Trees 1. Initially, there solely to observe Banu culture, they were surprised to see Banu suddenly hang colorful lanterns, fill them with oil, and light them. When asked what was happening, the Banu explained that it was time for Siti Ithinga and invited the diplomats to join in the festivities. At first they declined, but ultimately relented after repeated requests. They were then laden with gifts in exchange for samples of Xeon cuisine, which was met with great enthusiasm from the gastronomically curious Banu. Additionally, the diplomats witnessed multiple members of two fiercely competitive religious soulless cheerfully exchange presents with one another. They found this especially intriguing. One diplomat wrote in his report to the emperor, "A curiously convivial spirit has arisen where there was once inter-house rivalry. Gifts pass freely from hand to hand, evidently without malice, even between sworn enemies."
Drive is now off.
We are here.
Shields on.
So it's kind of a neat little bit of history of the Banu and the Luminalia. Don't quite know the origin of it, but there's still a lot of history left to go through on it. And then we can get some background of the Solus and the Protectorate. Kinda get an idea of the Banu. poor guy. Rest in peace, Maris McDaniel. Rest in peace. Hopefully your family comes out here and gets you. But maybe this is a graveyard. Maybe when we travel space, that is how we will be left. I hope his family can be rescued. Alright, where are we off to next? It's quite a jump. Let's see, this takes us back to Levski. So, yeah, we should have enough fuel to make it. If we don't, we can definitely make it to Pyro, so this should be a safe jump.
Drive is now on.
Alright, let's get back to the history of the Luminalia. Let's see. Another historically significant Sikti Ifenga was held in, say, 2441, when the members of a ship repair Soli that had been doing business on Sestalus, Davian II, and the United Nations of Earth, the UNE, lit their ceremonial lamps and invited humans to come and celebrate with them. In contrast to the cautious Xeon diplomats, humans did not need to be asked twice. For as long as the lanterns burned, humans were given gifts if they contributed food, drinks, or other items to the celebration. If guests didn't have any items to provide, nearby merchants from other Solis conveniently had some for sale at a holiday discount. As more and more humans joined throughout the night, the party eventually grew large enough that it attracted the attention of the local news crew. The resultant story of this raucous celebration involving humans and their then new interstellar neighbors became one of the year's most played clips.
Fuel is at 75%.
By the time the next Sikti Ifenga occurred in December of 2445, Banu presence on Davian had increased enough that artisans and small business owners located near Solis noticed a significant boost in sales when festivities began. The success was enough to convince them to organize a night market event centered around the festival the following year. Although this did not coincide with an actual Sikti Ifenga, enough humans and Banu participated in the market that Davian merchants were satisfied with their profits and began to hold Banu holiday events every December. Solis soon began to light their lamps at the same time as these events to attract business of their own. And humans started throwing private gatherings as an excuse to get together with family and friends by the dawn of the 26th century. A human Banu hybrid version of the Sikti Ifenga dubbed Luminalia by the press had become an annual tradition on Davian. Alright, here we are. We're gonna do some combat. Let's see how 4 attritions handle. We'll get this pip in. Let's go. What are we looking at here? Looks like a prospector like usual. Get our shields up before we jump into this. Alright, let's go. Hopefully this will couple. We came in close. attritions. Size 1s. Let's see. This is feeling a lot better than my previous combat outing. Let's see how long it takes me to knock this prospector out. I still feel like time to kill is just a little too much on NPCs. We got a second one coming in. Piece to blow off. And I have found, because I took out one earlier, and he actually repaired his ship and started fighting again. So I am gonna make sure that he blows up. Alright, his ship fell apart, so he should not be coming back. What is this? Mantis? Let's see how this takes out a mantis. Closer. Something to blow. Come on. How are these shots missing? There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's feeling better. So yeah, we just gotta throw some attritions on it, 4 of them, and the combat starts to feel a lot better. Gonna pick up this package and deliver it to Lepsky. And get a little bit of more money. Is this another caterpillar? let's head to Levski and drop this package off. 175, so we'll have just over 200,000. Making decent headway. Go like this. Alright, let's jump. Following my tail. There we go. We are off to Levski. Alright, let's finish off this history of the Luminalia. Just one more paragraph to go through. So, as Luminalia increased in popularity, it spread to neighboring systems with less Banu influence and further changed from its original form. Major human-owned corporations started to mass market special oil lamps and items for hosts to gift their guests, and for guests to bring their host, lessening the importance of food to the holiday. Other human merchants modified the traditional gift sharing by hiding empty gift-wrapped packages that could be returned unopened in exchange for a surprise like a few credits or a small toy. The increased foot traffic into their stores increased holiday sales and became a tradition in its own right. A popular ad campaign featuring a Banu excited to host a celebration with their human friends used the colors green and red to represent Luminalia, indelibly associating them with the holiday in the public consciousness. By the mid-26th century, Luminalia celebrations had become so prevalent throughout the United Empire of Earth, UEE, that it was officially added to the human calendar in, say, of 2557. So, let's see what the Soli. The Soli is a group of cohabiting Banu who have formed an alliance centered around a specific shared skill set akin to the combination of a family and a corporation. Members of a Soli have been raised by the group since they were young. There is a Soli to cover every aspect of life, including medicine, item manufacturing, repair, writing, politics, religion, bureaucracy, trade, and so forth. The Soli is the single most important group in the life of a Banu. Let's see, Banu Protectorate. There's a lot about the Banu Protectorate. Alright, the Banu Protectorate, BP, is an allied coalition of planet states and city-states, some based in Banu flotillas, that make up Banu-controlled territory. A governmental body called the Protectorate or the Protectorate Council, made up of hundreds of individual Banu, maintains connections between Banu systems and manages high-level administrative tasks. Esso Soli from across Banu space can be called to convene in the Bacchus system and join the Protectorate in debating issues that affect the Banu as a whole in an event known as the Gathering. The BP maintains friendly trade relations with most known spacefaring civilizations. Alright, so we're coming into Levski. Drop off this package. And now that I got attrition zone, they handled pretty well. I'm gonna see what it's like to do a bounty. gotta take this to the hospital. I got the box. Righty. At least this one will be a pretty quick drop. Customs. And it's on the right side.
Not sure why.
Detected in the maternity ward. Please verify all infants are human.
Alright, where's the mark? Oh, it's upstairs? Medical supplies. I guess it changed. At one time I dropped him off here at the hospital. Okay. I guess I'll go upstairs to the cargo deck. That's good.
Clear of disembarking
Don't
passengers.
have to wait too long for an elevator.
I'm helping out with public sanitation this week.
And clear of
Just finished a
disembarking
shift.
passengers.
Just another day then.
There, same spot I dropped off the other package. Will it still be there?
Big things. Yeah? Yeah, I feel that.
Oh. Somebody grabbed it. I was kind of hoping it would still be there. I could fill this up eventually. Must be
Just finished a shift
set for
volunteering for
multiple
wellness check.
people.
Some of these old timers have been living out.
It's a bummer.
Not sure if you ever met my
There you go down. Yeah, messed up.
It's so great.
How about you? You got
Really trying to make sure that that's what you're into. Anyway, how's your day been so far?
Been
What's
trying
good
to
with
teach
you?
some new arrivals how to weld a pipe back together, and I'll tell you, if this is the best the next generation has to offer, we are
Special
all
friend.
screwed. Useless, absolutely useless. These kids couldn't tell a multi-tool from a multi-wrench.
That's 8.
Well, I'd choose a meaningful life over an easy life every time. You're right.
How did that burrito not give me any food?
All this talk about the Van Door.
There we go. Do I not need any water?
Embarking passengers.
I like how you choke in between. Takes my control away. Alrighty. Let's do a bounty. What is my rep at, anyways, for some of these places I've been doing, like Hakro? I'm an applicant now. And what is the other one? Red Wind. Still neutral. Okay, so they got two different ones there. Interesting. I'm a rookie. FTL Courier, still neutral. Like I've been doing this for quite some time now. Hakro, 21,000 still. Is Hakro the one that I'm better from them. Hakro. Yeah, I haven't gotten any new missions from Hakros, so this is a high risk. And bounties really don't pay very well. Make much better money. I don't want to do a large multi-crew. I already know that ain't gonna fly. Yeah, it's just not worth the money to go out. Not when I can be making 32,000. We got Levski, Nix. So we got 2 going to Nix. Let's grab these. Is this still Nix? Yes. I wasn't paying attention. I was reading Nix. Were they both pyro jump? Okay, pyro. Okay, nice. And then I'm gonna just try it again. I know that if I do this, if I don't take this first, it seems to. Okay, it worked. I think. I want this to go away. I don't need you. Okay, so this will be what, 60, 70, 80, around 80,000. And the time is starting to tick away on me, so I'm gonna do these missions, and so probably the final missions of the day. Unless this unless the game wants to not allow me to play. What's going on? Got my helmet on, so let's see what server crashed right now. Okay. Let's fire up.
Welcome to Aurora Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
Open exterior. Sounds like they both closed. I'd like to request my hangar to be open, please. Turn on my holsters. The ship can't remember where to put its pips.
Take off complete. Collision alert. Front. Landing gear raised.
Right. Missing persons. Fly out a little bit and travel to Levski is locked still. Missing persons. Fill up on gas. trying to be cool. This didn't cause too much damage.
Quantum fuel is at 100%.
Alright. Let's go. What is that flashing?
Takeoff complete.
Alright. Now, let's get the hell out of here.
Shields on. Landing gear raised. Photo drive is now
We are on the trip. Alright, so let's get back to the Banu Protectorate. So the history of the Banu Protectorate. So because Banu do not keep historical records, it is unclear when in their history they formed the Protectorate. The earliest known iteration of the BP was encountered in MXY 3364, say 1924. In the Trace system, upon Banu Xeon first contact, at that time, the Banu had already settled in multi-planetary systems and were utilizing the Protectorate Council and the Gathering as a method of large-scale management. The BP has continued to operate in the same manner since that time. Given the current consensus among xenoanthropologists that the Banu people were originally from the ocean world Bacchus II, it is speculated that the earliest form of the BP emerged based on alliance between the small island nations that make up the majority of land on the planet. The Banu government, each planet state and city-state within the BP is governed by one of more political and bureaucratic solis that plan the tasks needed to keep their locales operating smoothly and then execute them by forming contracts with solis that perform said tasks. These include energy production and distribution, water service, sewage processing, road maintenance, garbage collection, and many others compensated for their work via a complex system involving bartering combined with monetary payment. These solis hold a great deal of power and are known to withdraw their services if they encounter unfavorable conditions. Conversely, if they gain a reputation for operating in bad faith, they may face retaliation from other solis. Although there are some truly independent groups of Banu that operate in their own unique manners, this method of governance is the most common one used in the BP. Similar to the solis that operate planet states, the Protectorate Council takes care of the tasks necessary to keep Banu society functional from the top down. These include the distribution of shared currency, the management of inter-civilization trade, and negotiation of treaties and other ministerial activity. Banu who want a seat on the Protectorate must purchase it directly from their predecessors. In some cases, they are handpicked for purchase of the seat, usually from among the non-Protectorate affiliated Soli who attend the gathering. The most successful members of the Protectorate are those who know how to balance the pursuit of their own agenda with the necessity of working with others to achieve a common goal. Alright, let's check out
shields on.
the site, see if we can't find this missing person. Just once coming out here, I would like to find a living person. Every time they gotta be dead. It's so heartbreaking. heartbreaking. Having to return to the families and telling them that their loved one did not make it. Another horrific scene. Is this a Star Lancer? Is that him? Curled up in a ball there? Looks like it. Hey. Another sad report. Alright, let's go check it out. It's curled up. Man, what a horrible way. I don't know. It might be actually a fairly fast death. I would hope. Wouldn't want to imagine it. Not want to imagine it. Alright. We got that. Notified the family. Let's go check out this black box. This side's pretty close.
Drive is now on. Auto drive is now off.
Alright, let's recover this black box. And we can discover how the ship met its demise. question is, though, on this next package, whether I can get it to sit in a decent spot without losing it. And this one, we need one research supply. Okay. I can't see. I think that's on track. Yes. Let's go. Got plenty of gas. Everything was nice and close to each other, so that was good. Makes things super easy. Alright. We're off. Alright, so to close out this Banu Protectorate, so the Gathering is the most important political event in BP. Generally held on an as-needed basis, it tends to occur 2 or 3 times per standard year. Earth year. Although sometimes multiple years can pass between meetings, issues that will affect the entirety of the BP are presented and debated at gatherings, such as the valuation of their shared currency, the renegotiation of trade agreements, the reassessment of laws and customs, the state of the BP's borders, and others. Grievances between Solus are also aired and resolved in the interest to prevent armed conflict from breaking out between the planets and city-states. Interesting. So they can have armed conflicts between each other. Here. Let's put our shields up. Got max pips to our weapons. What are we looking at? 2 prospectors? Yeah. Close is this other guy? Oh, there's 3 now.
Shields damaged.
That was a close call. Aurora fighters? Man. I hate fighting prospectors, man. Seriously. Just die already. Alright, just one more to go.
Shields damaged.
this package and call it a day. Call it a day. Hopefully I can place this down. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. Will it stay? This ship's tiny. Alright, drop off point. Alright, hopefully those packages will both stay. Until I get landed. Let's see if I can find anything on Levski. Levski is a permanent, independent settlement located on Delamar in the Nyx system. Built out of the remains of an abandoned QV Planet Services mining facility, it was founded in 2655 by a group of human political dissenters called the People's Alliance, and named after a 19th century Earth revolutionary. Refugees from Messer era, 2546 to 2792, Earth Sol 3 were welcomed as early residents to this fledgling egalitarian community, along with fugitives escaping unjust government prosecution. Pirates, smugglers, and other outlaws have been known to frequent Levski as well, in spite of opposition from the People's Alliance. Delamar is an inhabited asteroid located in the Galician ring, Nyx Belt Alpha, of the Nyx system. In 2655, a group of political dissenters against the United Empire of Earth, UEE, moved into an abandoned mining facility on Delamar and formed an independent community they named People's Alliance. They called their new settlement Levski, after 19th century revolutionary vassal Levski from Earth Sol 3. Delamar is the most densely populated and heavily trafficked location within Nyx, and serves as a hub for many of the miners who continue to work the asteroids within the Glacium ring for resources.
Auto drive is now off.
Proceed to assigned landing bay.
Alright. Is this a top down? Nope. I can never remember which side's top, which side's bottom. I think that's it. Cargo's bottom. 100%. Alright. So, one of these goes on the elevator. There's the elevator right there. And one will go stay there. Come on. There we go. We'll put this on the elevator. The medical package goes to the cargo. No, goes here too. Okay. Let's. Oh, that's in Levski. Not in Levski, I'm in Pyro. Getting a little tired. Let's drop this. Set them both down. Get our reward. Bam. Check. Check. Both look good. Should do it for us. Right. Let's see what we look like. So we got 291,000. We are about 200,000 away from upgrading to our next ship, which is the CX-8 Pisces, the expedition model, I believe it was. Let's see. So both our missions were done. And I think at this point, my day's getting to a point to where I don't really have time to do another mission. So I'm gonna have to call the stream here, ladies and gentlemen. And if you are watching this, I really appreciate your time that you spent with me. And if you're watching this at a future date, I hope you enjoyed what you've seen. And I will be streaming this series all the way till there's no more ships, till I get to the most expensive one that I can get in game. So I'm gonna try to set up a schedule. I am in Arizona, so mountain time I think it is. And I usually try to start streaming between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. my time. So if you can make it there, I can't stream every day. I have a 12-hour shift job that I do. So on my days off, I stream a bit. And so it's kind of hard to give a good time. But tomorrow I do have off, so I'm gonna try to be on around 8 in the morning, between 8 and 10 in the morning, and I'll stream for a couple hours. But we're gonna finish up trying to make the last bit of money to get into our upgrade. So we'll be upgrading into the CX-8 Pisces Expedition for our next ship. And we'll see how that goes. And I'm gonna call it here. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you hopefully in the next one.